Right now on Weather Center Live, what you're looking at is hail and lots of it. Round after round of storms creating scenes like this. And we could see more of this as we go through the rest of the day. Areas at risk and the timing of it all straight ahead.
And we're also watching this. Hurricane Blanca churning in the Pacific. The strength of the storm, where it's headed, and who's possibly in the danger zone. Our in-depth analysis of all of this starts right now on Weather Center Live. And we thank you so much for joining us on this hump day. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Maria LaRosa, and we are definitely keeping very watchful eye on all of the rain this afternoon, severe threat, as well as what's happening in the tropics.
Oh, yes, big story in the tropics. But first, we have pictures out of Kansas City, Missouri, and you could see some flooded roadways here, turning roads into rivers. We've had locally heavy rain across the Central Plains. And again today, we'll look for the threat of strong storms and heavy rain across the plains, so definitely continue to keep you updated. Look at this. This is a golf course, actually, and this is not a pretty picture. You can see not a lot of golf being played today here because rivers have just overflowed their banks, and that has allowed, of course, the water to just go in places that it should not be. And another place is Charleston in South Carolina. You can see these low clouds kind of hanging around the city, and we're looking for some storms to develop across this region as well, even down into Florida. Here's Maria with more.
Absolutely, and Vivian, like with the scenes we've seen in Kansas City in the last few hours, we had that in some places across South Carolina this morning, just flooded out roadways with that heavy rain. More in the forecast, including for you, Charleston, today and into tomorrow. So late tonight, overnight hours, showers and thunderstorms from time to time. The clouds stay, and those temperatures also into the low 80s as highs. That moisture, the clouds, the rain, keeping things on the relative cooler side. But the next few days, really kind of the same. What we're looking at is a lot of available moisture, but also a stalled boundary. We're getting to that time of year. It is really difficult to get a front to just come on through. So a lot of times those boundaries just get hung up across the south and the southeast, and that focuses the showers and the thunderstorms. So today and tomorrow we have showers and storms from the Carolinas, Virginia, also the higher elevations and through the southern Appalachians, getting a brief break for some spots that got deluged this morning. And then as we look at the rain totals, 1 to 2 inches easily across a widespread area. But notice it's all the way from South Carolina, Georgia, down into Florida, along the Gulf Coast. We know locally some of these may be producing a lot more rain than 1 to 2 inches. So just be aware of that. Timing is everything. Think about your plans for today. Unfortunately, for a city like Columbia, South Carolina, it does look like there's that chance during the evening rush. The morning rush was such a pain. The evening rush, too. Heavier showers and thunderstorms straight on through the overnight as temperatures stay into the 60s. A lot of available moisture, and so it is going to be a wet time across the south today and for the next few days. Vivian.
All right, talk about the next few days. We're looking at the threat of storms over the northern plains too, but let's take you back yesterday. This is an incredible time-lapse video of a supercell forming in the Strasburg, North Dakota area, not too far from Bismarck. Again, this was just yesterday evening. Talk about the awesomeness of Mother Nature. I mean, you can see those clouds just forming in such an ominous picture there. And unfortunately, we will be finding some of those same awesome scenes today. So we want you to be aware of that so that you can get out of harm's way. Here's a look at the setup again. We have some high clouds that's moving over the eastern parts of Nebraska into western Missouri. These are the colder and the higher cloud tops right now, and they're found here. But for the most part, we're watching another source of energy. This is the same kind of system that came out of the Pacific Northwest yesterday and punching into that warm, moist, unstable air mass again today. In fact, today the severe weather threat is shunted a little bit to the south out of North Dakota, but you can see from south central Nebraska into northern Kansas and right along the front range of of the northern and the north central Rockies. Not only are we talking about storms with hailstones and heavy rain, but also a big tornado threat again today from the Front Range into southern Nebraska, northern Kansas. At least a 30% chance. Now, whenever you see this, a number with the TORCON here, that stands for the tornado conditions. And whenever you see a number, just multiply it by 10 and it'll give you the percentage of the chance of tornadoes in the area. So this is what we'll be watching, a 30 to 40% chance of tornadoes across parts of the Central Plains as we go through the day today. In fact, this is a look at the future radar, which shows those storms that will be developing again across Nebraska and Kansas. And even tomorrow, watching pretty much the same area because the front itself will not move much and the upper air scenario remains the same. So even tomorrow, looking at the threat of tornadoes. Back to you, Maria.
Well, Vivian, you know, hail could definitely be a factor as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. We want to break down how hail forms and in a way that the Weather Channel can do it. It's a beautiful animation of exactly all the factors at play. So we have a big thunderstorm, but it has to be really big. In fact, with that warm flow of air growing that thunderstorm, we have updrafts that can exceed 100 miles per hour. And that's key, especially when you're talking about the formation of larger hail. Now, here's the process underway. We have a water droplet. It enters a part of the thunderstorm where it's at or below freezing in that updraft. And as it continues its trip through the cloud, it continues to grow. Water droplets hit it and freeze on contact, and you get that hailstone to grow and grow and grow. The hailstone falls once it is too heavy to be held up by that updraft. And what's really interesting, for example, the largest U.S. hailstone ever recorded was 8 inches in diameter. Vivian, we think that updraft exceeded 150 miles per hour to keep that hailstone up there that long, to grow that big. Amazing.
And I think that was in Vivian, South Dakota, Maria. I got to look that up in terms of the largest hailstone. Well, speaking of hailstones, take a look at this impressive video from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Check it out. Yes, we had reports of hailstones getting up to the size of golf balls in the area. And not too far away in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, quarter-size hailstones were reported. We'll be watching the storms again today.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Women's Gummies, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus it supports bone health with calcium and vitamin D. One-A-Day VitaCraves Gummies.
What's this? A box. It takes worn-out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Hi, I'm Ty Pennington. You know, to build your dream home, you need tools. And the most important tool of all is a low mortgage rate from Guaranteed Rate. Visit Guaranteed Rate online today. In minutes, you can get a free rate quote, see your credit score, and print a letter of pre-approval to go shop for your new home, all at no cost to you. Or you can simply call, and Guaranteed Rate will guide you through the process.
After 4 really bad experiences with mortgage companies, I went to Guaranteed Rate, and the difference was really night and day.
We were going to rent. That was the going-in plan, but the rate was so low at Guaranteed Rate that we ended up buying.
What are you waiting for? Get a low rate from Guaranteed Rate today and experience firsthand the amazing customer service that has made Guaranteed Rate one of the country's top 10 and most trusted mortgage lenders. Call them today.
Call 888-296-3300 or visit grloans.com.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm. This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy. A stray afternoon or evening thunderstorm is possible. High 82. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, late night thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Thursday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Your forecast for the weekend as we look at what severe storms did to the Rockies and the Plains. Tomorrow at 5 on Wake Up with Al, 7 Eastern on AMHQ.
Time to get your hands on a Ryobi. During Ryobi days at the Home Depot, there's new, lower prices and special buys on the tools you need. And because all our 18-volt batteries run every 18-volt tool we've made or ever will make, you're buying into a trusted system of tools that you can build on for a lifetime. Ryobi One Plus, the one system that delivers more. Available only one place, the Home Depot. Now during Ryobi days, get this 4-piece lithium-ion super combo kit for only $129.
Heartburn.
Someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Amore. Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Ooh. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
A stark reminder of the dangers of thunderstorms. A West Virginia teenager is dead and 2 others injured after they were hit by a lightning strike while fishing. The bolt actually hit a tree near the group. One of the teenagers remains in critical condition. The other is expected to make a full recovery. Meanwhile, an Idaho man is making a slow recovery after surviving a lightning strike.
Ryan Cross was four-wheeling with friends Memorial Day weekend when a storm moved in, dumping hail. The group moved under a tree to avoid getting pelted.
Here's more on what happened next.
We were trying to somewhat take cover. It's like it erased my memory. It's gone. The last thing I remember, honestly, is seeing maybe a few hailstones, and then after that, it's a blank. There's some nerve damage, I'm pretty sure, in both of my arms, wrists, hands. It almost feels like my arms and hands are sleeping and it won't go away. And it's kind of iffy on the backside of my head where it entered. It's kind of numb and swollen still.
Just amazing in those pictures. Well, doctors say the bolt entered near the base of Ryan's head and exited through his back. The strike shredded some of his clothing. He's now paying more attention to the weather and thinking about buying a weather radio. Not a bad idea. So far this year, there have been 6 lightning deaths in 5 states, one each in New Mexico, Iowa, West Virginia, and Florida, and 2 in North Carolina. Here's a look at the lightning deaths. You can see here on a map here. The idea is that you want to be aware of where showers and thunderstorms are going to be developing, where you're going to be, where you possibly could seek shelter. Remember, a lightning strike could extend 10+ miles out from the base of thunderstorms, so you may actually have blue sky overhead and still be in the possibility of the strike zone. But look at the trend here over the last 8 years. 2007, we had 45 lightning deaths. Since then, the average in the upper 20s, low 30s. But last year, we had 26 lightning deaths. So, Vivian, what we want these numbers to show people is that just be aware and make sure you are taking the precautions that you need to.
Absolutely, being weather ready, that is the key. In fact, if your plans take you to the beach, you want to be weather ready as well. These are scenes from Miami, and we want you to be cautious now because fast moving storms with dangerous lightning can be a factor across this region as well. Here's a look at the setup. Again, you can see some low clouds looming over the city, but it has been South Florida that we've had some of the heavier rain over the last last 24 hours. This time yesterday, we had just a slug of tropical moisture feeding across the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Right now, we're talking about the heaviest rain just south of you, Miami. But again, dangerous nonetheless, because as we progress deeper into the afternoon, those thunderstorms could flare up all across the peninsula. These are the higher cloud tops that we've been watching, but the flow again from the south coming in, and you can see just flowing right over the central, the southern peninsula, so that low-level moisture is available. So more thunderstorms will be scattered across this region throughout the day today. Much of the same tomorrow, and we'll focus more so now on areas just south of Lake Okeechobee, perhaps over the next 24 hours, and then Friday even a little farther north to include the Panhandle for some scattered showers and storms. Rain, well, as much as 1 to 2 inches, generally speaking, in some localized rain gauges, so bear that in mind. But again, lightning will be an even bigger danger for you. Here's a look at the forecast for you, Miami, right on through the weekend. Thunderstorms expected tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with temperatures pretty much remaining in the middle 80s. Maria?
Vivian, thank you. A bit of history for you before we go to break. 50 years ago, Ed White became the first American to conduct a spacewalk. It happened on June 3rd, 1965 during the Gemini 4 mission. White used a handheld oxygen jet gun to push himself out of the capsule, propelled himself to the end of the 25-foot tether and back, but the fuel ran out after about 3 minutes, so he had to twist his body to get him around.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. A government study reports thousands of workers have been diagnosed with asbestos-related mesothelioma. To compensate those affected, asbestos trusts have been established with $30 billion in initial funding. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. Act now. Call 1-800-950-MESO for a free consultation. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
We got the new Temperflex, and it's got the spring and bounce of a traditional mattress. You sink into it, but you can still move around.
And now that I have a Temperflex, I can finally get a good night's sleep. I flop down on the bed, and it's just like, oh, this is perfect.
Wherever you put your body, it just supports you.
Like little support elves are just holding you where it needs.
I can sleep now through the night.
Change your sleep. Change your life. Change to Tempur-Pedic.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time.
Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare Supplement plan could go long for you.
You want to choose your doctors. Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
Tomorrow morning, your forecast for the weekend as we look at what severe storms did to the Rockies and the Plains. Tomorrow at 5 on Wake Up with Al, 7 Eastern on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy. A stray afternoon or evening thunderstorm is possible. High 82. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, late night thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Thursday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We want to get you updated on the tropics because we've been watching mainly the Eastern Pacific, but hurricane season began the middle of May for this region of the country, and it just began, of course, June 1st for the Atlantic Basin. We'll get to that in a moment, but look how active it is in the Eastern Pacific. We have 3 systems that we're watching. Of course, Tropical Storm Andres, this time yesterday, it was still a hurricane, but Hurricane Blanca this time yesterday was only a tropical storm. It has strengthened tremendously over the last 24 hours, and this area we'll just continue to watch. But let's talk more about Tropical Storm Andres. Again, it has weakened winds only 60 miles per hour. It's moving to the northwest at about 8 miles per hour. So it'll continue moving away and die, reaching pretty much its own demise in another 12 hours or so. But here is Hurricane Blanca. Again, yesterday, winds were up to about 70 miles per hour. It was just a tropical storm. But now, look at these winds, 130 miles per hour. And believe it or not, it's going to get even stronger as we go through the next 48 hours. Look at this pressure, 948 millibars. It's pretty much stationary right now, but we do think it's going to increase its forward momentum. And look at this, early Thursday morning, we're talking about 160 mile per hour winds associated with this hurricane, and it'll stay pretty strong right on through Friday morning, and then it'll start to weaken a little bit perhaps, but still notice how it's moving closer to the Gulf of California, where the waters are still pretty warm. Certainly right in this region, water temperatures are well into the 80s, and that's all you need to sustain a tropical system. So we'll keep you updated on this. Maria?
All right, we want to take this opportunity to kind of talk about the categories, the Saffir-Simpson wind scale when it comes to tropical systems. You heard Vivian, Blanca, 160 miles per hour. That would be a category 5, but here's the breakdown. A Cat 1 storm has winds 74 to 95 miles per hour. Once it upticks past 95, we're out now into a Cat 2, 96 to 110 miles per hour. Category 3 goes from 111 miles per hour to 129. Once it hit max winds of 130, that's a Cat 4, goes all the way to maximum winds of 156. Beyond that is now a Cat 5. But we know those are just with the winds. There are all kinds of implications here once a storm continues to grow, including storm surge, but certainly the potential for damage. And when you see a graph like this, potential damage increases exponentially, not linear, as that system begins to strengthen. So you get to a Cat 5, Vivian, it's 500 times more damage potential than a Cat 1.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of the ocean waters, let's take you to Virginia Beach. We've had flash flooding here, and not from a tropical system, but just from some heavier downpours. A number of streets were closed after the storms brought an inch of rain in less than an hour yesterday. The rain was so heavy that manhole covers were lifted off the storm drains. So where's the rain headed now? Well, we're here to make sure you stay ahead of it all. Here is a look at the current scenario, because we are noticing another wet setup here over the mid-Atlantic down to the southern Atlantic coastal regions. Let's hone in on Virginia Beach. Again, it's still raining at a moderate clip right now. Some lighter showers kind of moving north of the area, but we've had heavy amounts already. Anywhere from 1 to 2 inches have already fallen now. Actually, some accumulations up to 5 inches just off the coast here. So some huge concerns we've been dealing with across this region. Maria?
All right, Vivian, got a question for you. Got some golf on your mind? We do. Let's check the PGA forecast. At Muirfield Village Golf Course in Dublin, Ohio, $6.2 million at stake here. That's the purse. And as you can see for today, mainly just cloudy skies. Bet that's pretty good for the golfers. Warming up, though, as we get into the weekend with sun and clouds, highs into the low 80s, morning lows for those early practice rounds here. You've got low 60s. By Sunday, when everything's at stake, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Mid-80s with showers and thunderstorms. Still much more to come on Weather Center Live. We'll be back after your local on the 8s.
This golf forecast brought to you by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
When I'm out in the hot sun, I know how to hydrate on the
Coppertone Sport Sunscreen puts a breathable layer on your skin to help keep it hydrated by holding in natural moisture while providing protection from harmful UV rays.
Game on.
Coppertone Sport.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice, America's #1 male dandruff brand, keeping you 100% flake-free, guaranteed, while smelling 100% handsome. Take a whiff. Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
There's a big difference between retirement and a secure retirement. Well, you may be standing right in front of the difference between uncertainty and knowing that everything's going to be all right. It's your home. Turning your home's equity into tax-free cash when you need it is a simple way to eliminate your existing monthly mortgage payments, pay off debt, and get you and your family the financial resources you need. It's a loan that your home pays back instead of you making monthly payments, the way you do with a traditional mortgage. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage. Now, we all love our homes. Why not just stay there using a reverse mortgage with AAG? It could be the perfect solution. Call us today to receive a free information pack with no obligation that contains a helpful 3-part guide and DVD. You'll receive a guide to reverse mortgages and how they work, including the many consumer safeguards that protect you and your home. Also, our important all-new reverse mortgage retirement planner that explains the many ways a reverse mortgage could provide stability and security for your retirement. We then add a guide filled with information for children and loved ones. It's got what you need to know about reverse mortgages and how they can play a vital role in your retirement plans.
Call 1-800-816-8185 to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-816-8185. That's 1-800-816-8185.
Real retirement security makes all the difference. Find out more about what a reverse mortgage can do for you.
Call 1-800-816-8185 to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-816-8185. That's 1-800-816-8185.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy. A stray afternoon or evening thunderstorm is possible. High 82. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, late night thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 50%. Thursday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
All right, you have to see this amazing video of low precipitation supercell thunderstorm. Again, not a whole lot of rain with it. This is in Strasburg, North Dakota, about 75 miles southeast of Bismarck. Now, the storm yesterday spawned strong winds and unleashed hail the size of quarters. Cars in the Georgetown area, the post office in Dunn County, were damaged by some of these hailstones. You're watching Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Maria LaRosa. We are following a developing situation across the Kansas City area where flash flood warnings continue this hour.
All right, let's bring in Chris Shaw, who lives in Kansas City. Chris, tell us what you saw and what's going on right now.
I was just on my way to work, and a fairly low-lying area, 63rd and Rock Hill, very highly trafficked, was just inundated with water out of nowhere. It had been raining probably 45 minutes, and there were a couple of stalled cars, lots of people who were chancing it and trying to drive through in, like, bigger trucks. I mean, it's Kansas City. We've got plenty of big trucks. But several smaller cars were having trouble getting through the water.
And we're looking at pictures now, Chris, of what it looked like earlier today. Have you been out again? Is it still kind of that situation with high water just about on all those roadways?
It's very wet. I mean, those areas where I was near are especially low-lying. I don't know that it's that bad outside of there, primarily because it's been dry the last few days before today. But I can't stress enough how quickly it got very, very wet out there. You know, it was just kind of out of nowhere. Like, I mean, I know they call it flash flooding, but I think that's the only time I've ever seen it that quickly rise to a point where it was dangerous to cross the roads in the area.
Yes, so a flash flood warning is still in effect for the Kansas City area. You said you were at 63 and the Rock Hill area. Is that a typical flood-prone area?
You know, I don't know. My wife and I haven't lived out here this long, but I know there are various areas of Kansas City that are typically flood-prone. But, you know, it's been very different the last several years. It's been so much drier that we haven't had flash flooding like this. I mean, I remember growing up in the area in the early 90s and in 93 when the big floods happened, that kind of stuff in Brush Creek and that area of the city would flood constantly. But it hasn't been that way in a really long time. So to just see all of that water backing everything up the way it was so quickly was pretty interesting.
All right, Chris Shaw from Kansas City area. Can't thank you enough for your time and your look at the situation there this morning. And he has great advice, Vivian. If you see that high water over roadways, please do not drive through it. So many people get in trouble that way.
Absolutely, because it really depends on where the heavy downpour occurs. I mean, many times it's not in a typical flood-prone area, so please be careful. If you see that the waters are rising, literally, if you can't see the lines in the road, you just really want to turn around and don't go that way because you don't know the depth of the water. Let's talk more about the severe storms over the plains because of what we saw yesterday. Look at the last 24-hour worth of radar, and you can see very heavy rain. Those storms race through South Dakota and Nebraska and even around the Kansas City area again, and we're still finding some heavy rain in Kansas City right now. So this is 24 hours worth of radar data, and unfortunately the upper air setup is pretty much the same today. So if you don't change anything, of course what you've been getting is what you will continue to get. So the atmosphere hasn't changed much. We still have energy coming out of the west and the southerly flow. Now the only thing that has changed a little bit is the placing of it all. The severe weather threat will be a little farther south today than yesterday, from the north central Rockies here back into southern Nebraska, the northern parts of Kansas. Not only are we talking about the heavy rain and those hailstones though, but again today the threat for tornadic activity right across the border of Nebraska and Kansas. At least a 30% chance. We're thinking this was rated, of course, by our severe weather expert here at the Weather Channel, and we'll continue to keep you updated. Well, when there's severe weather, there's usually lightning, of course. Now, did you know that lightning is responsible for more than 100 deaths in the U.S. in the past 4 years? What do you do when you're outside and a storm is closing in? Here's a test for you, because we want to make sure that you know exactly what to do. Listen up.
When you're at the beach, you don't want anything to ruin the fun. But when you see a flash on the horizon, the time has come for you to make a choice. What would you do next? Do you A, run to the nearest shelter, such as a lifeguard stand? B, seek refuge from the storm in your car? Or C, head indoors right away, even if that means your day at the beach is over? Your decision is more critical than you may know.
We're going to have the answer for you in just a minute, but first Viv and I want to break down the 5 ways people get struck by lightning, and I think right there is kind of a wow moment. There are 5 ways for this to happen. Let's first talk about the direct strike. That's the main discharge channel. It travels over and through a person, most common in open areas. That's kind of what everyone thinks of when you hear about unfortunate incidents, that direct strike. But then there's this.
Oh yeah, a lot of times we think, okay, we always tell you don't stand by the tallest object in the area like a tree or a pole or anything, because lightning can strike a taller object nearby, and a portion of that current can actually jump over and strike you.
Isn't that amazing? And then you have where you feel like you're standing far enough away. Well, there's the ground current. That's where the energy travels outward from a strike across the ground, and cause of most lightning deaths and injuries, which is amazing.
So you want to just go indoors when thunder roars. And the other way that you can be struck by lightning is conduction, because of course lightning can travel great distances, over 10 miles or so. And you talk about getting into the wires and the plumbing. That's why we say don't get in the bathtub, don't get on the cell phone, don't get on your phone. Well, I mean, I guess a cell phone is okay, but not a wired phone.
Right, and you would think, okay, but there's a reason why we say it, because it can happen. And then there's the streamer. It's a point separate from the main channel discharge, even without making a full connection to the ground. So when you look at these ways, when we say get indoors when thunder roars, this is why.
Exactly. And it's a good little rhyme, I think, to help you to remember. All right, back to the question. We asked you, what would you do when a storm filled with lightning threatens to ruin your outdoor plans?
Right now, we've got the answer, plus a common mistake that could put your life at risk.
Whoever said lightning never strikes twice couldn't have been more wrong. The Empire State Building is hit nearly 100 times a year. Here's a good lightning tip to keep in mind. Tall, isolated, pointy. If a human is the tallest thing around, watch out.
Hey Rob, did you see that? Rob!
There's a tremendous amount of power within a single lightning bolt.
And that brings us back to you swimming in the water. Lightning flashes in the distance. What would you do in this situation? If you picked C, you may have just saved yourself from a major shock.
Okay, I'm coming back inside.
If someone is out swimming and they hear thunder, they should not go to a beach shelter, which has 4 posts and a roof. That is extremely unsafe. Sun shelter, beach shelter, golf shelter, rain shelter, all of them almost invariably are unsafe from lightning. Go to a large, substantial building that has the effect of having a way for the lightning strike to the building to go safely into the ground.
And by the way, a person who is struck by lightning does not carry current, so you can administer first aid if someone is struck. As we go to break, we want to have show you some amazing video. This is from Wolf Volcano at Galapagos National Park. You can see it spewing lava right into the ocean.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 82. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and no artificial smiles. Because clean dressings taste better.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
Click on over to fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
If you want your car to look like a cool million, trust Barrett Jackson Premium Car Wax with advanced polymers for unbeatable protection and a residue-free shine. Make your car look like a cool million. Try new Barrett Jackson Premium Liquid Car Wax, available at Walmart.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because it gives me zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
Hi, I'm Cassie DePaiva. A couple of years ago, I introduced the No-No hair removal system to millions of television viewers. I talked about how much this ingenious invention solved all my unwanted hair problems and how much I love it. And you know, I'm not the only one. Beauty editors love it. And millions of satisfied customers around the world love No-No too. No-No stands for no hair, no pain. And unlike some of those other home devices, you can use No-No all over your body, including your face.
It gets rid of your facial hair. It gets rid of hair on your arms, your legs. I cannot say enough positive things about the No-No.
After just a few short weeks, the hair just stopped coming back.
No-No was developed by Radiancy, a global leader in professional light, heat, energy-based devices used by doctors, medical spas, and estheticians.
What sets No-No apart from professional laser or light-assisted hair removal is that it can be used on all skin colors safely.
I've done bleaching, buffing, I've even shaved it, but the No-No's really been a miracle for me.
I always hated the hair on my chest, and I did try to wax it by myself one time at home, and the pain was unbearable. And with the No-No hair, it's painless, and the hair's gone for weeks.
Now it's time to see the results for yourself. That's why my friends at Radiancy are willing to let you try No-No risk-free for not 30 days, but listen to this, for 60 days. If you use No-No for 60 days and you're not 100% satisfied, then we'll refund your purchase price, refund your shipping and handling, and even pay the return postage. So here's your chance to try No-No risk-free.
Call 1-800-250-9135 for your risk-free 60-day trial or go to nonopro.com. That's 1-800-250-9135. 1-800-250-9135. Act now.
Well, as the saying goes, when sheep gather in a huddle, tomorrow's a puddle. But is there any truth to that? I mean, can animals really predict the weather?
Well, in this edition of Brainstorm, Sam Champion analyzes the forecasting prowess of our four-legged friends.
Many animals have better developed senses of hearing and smell than humans do. And these sharpened senses could give the appearance that some animals have a sixth sense for detecting impending storm. Take hearing. We humans can detect frequencies from about 20 hertz, like the lowest notes of a pipe organ, to about 20 kilohertz. That's more like the high-pitched buzz of mosquitoes. But some animals can hear sounds that go even lower. It's been proven that cows can detect sounds as low as 15 hertz. Humanly inaudible sound levels can be emitted by certain natural phenomena, like the rumble of an unstable volcano, or the rubbing of tectonic plates, or even a distant thunderstorm. And some researchers believe cows can even recognize an approaching cold front, which may explain why they're known to occasionally lie down before storms. But cows aren't the only animals to have super senses. Our noses are no match for man's best friend. Dogs may be able to smell rain long before you and I can. That's because they possess roughly 50 times more olfactory receptors than humans. This makes their sense of smell so powerful that if it were vision, it would be like being able to see the Statue of Liberty from Los Angeles. But while animals may sense nature's shifts by smell and hearing before we do, they're not equipped to do weather predictions. So in reality, we'd be... After all, according to the Met Office of the United Kingdom, meteorologists get it right a whopping 90% of the time. And rarely do we get a treat. Woo! Woo! And now, you've been brainstormed. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
Proof positive once again that we all are together in weather, animals and humans alike. Let's check on the next 7 days of weather. Here we go. Tomorrow we're watching the middle of the country again with a chance of storms. And again, some of them could turn severe, so we'll be on extra duty tomorrow with the radar scan, of course, over the southern parts of Nebraska into northern Kansas and along the front range of the Rockies. Also, we'll be watching the mid-Atlantic and parts of Florida with the scattered showers and storms. Friday, well, maybe not as concentrated here along the immediate mid-Atlantic coast, but you'll still have to watch out for the scattered showers in Florida. And then we'll push some of the energy and moisture from the system over the plains into parts of the upper Mississippi River Valley, and then just scattered thunder showers over the Intermountain West. Okay, here we go. The weekend, I know the first weekend in June, so it really feels like summer now, right? Kids out of school and we're ready. It is on, but we're looking at scattered showers and storms over the northern plains again. Sunday, a lot of that will move maybe into the Chicago area, Minneapolis and Milwaukee, Detroit, Cleveland, Indianapolis. We'll be watching you for the increased chance of the showers. Here we go with Monday, pushing all of that rain into the northeast, but notice how we clear out. Monday looking good in Minneapolis, low 80s, the afternoon highs, much of the same around Seattle, 83. Los Angeles, the perfect temperature of 76, and look at this, Phoenix, over 100 degrees, we think, on Monday. Here we go with Tuesday, because it'll stay wet over the northeast and more showers over the mid-Atlantic, and we'll continue to keep the radar turned on pretty much all for the rest of the month here in Florida, of course, with those typical afternoon thunder showers. Maria?
Well, Vivian, up next on Weather Center Live, we have not one, but two disturbances in the Pacific that we are tracking. Tropical Storm Andres and Hurricane Blanca, fierce Hurricane Blanca right now. What that will mean for the Baja, we'll time it out and talk about the future, what it looks like ahead in the Atlantic Basin as well.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add one-a-day women's gummies, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus it supports bone health with calcium and vitamin D. One-a-day VitaCraves gummies.
Introducing new Country Time Lemonade Starter, a new, easy way to make country time.
Why do we insist on 100% Alaskan whitefish? Why do we always hand dip in our famous batter, cook it to golden perfection, and serve it with fries for just $1.99? Because at Long John Silver's, we think you deserve more for $1.99.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 82. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Started my Camry. Remembered the choices I've made. To be bold where others are scared. To show her right from wrong. Realized my little girl had become an amazing human being who will make choices of her own. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hi, I'm Ty Pennington. You know, to build your dream home, you need tools. And the most important tool of all is a low mortgage rate from Guaranteed Rate. Visit Guaranteed Rate online today. In minutes, you can get a free rate quote, see your credit score, and print a letter of pre-approval to go shop for your new home. All at no cost to you. Or you can simply call, and Guaranteed Rate will guide you through the process.
After 4 really bad experiences with mortgage companies, I went to Guaranteed Rate, and the difference was really night and day.
We were going to rent. That was the going-in plan, but the rate was so low at Guaranteed Rate that we ended up buying.
What are you waiting for? Get a low rate from Guaranteed Rate today and experience firsthand the amazing customer service that has made Guaranteed Rate one of the country's top 10 and most trusted mortgage lenders. Call them today.
Call 888-296-3300 or visit grloans.com.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
Storm's coming. There goes my satellite signal. Get Xfinity. It's perfect for rainy days. You can just pull up your shows, curl up in a duvet, maybe even draw up a bath and see where the night takes you. That sounds real nice.
Don't settle for satellite. Xfinity is perfect for people who like reliable TV service, rain or shine. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and experience the X1 entertainment operating system. Call or visit today.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday on the Weather Channel.
Just about 53 minutes past the hour. I want to give you an update on the tropics and so much to update you on. As you can see, the Eastern Pacific really heating up right now. We have 3 items that we're going to keep a close eye on. Of course, we have Tropical Storm Andres. Hurricane Blanca, beast right now, and then an area to watch just off the Central American coast. So as we head into this time of year, Eastern Pacific is really getting pretty active. Let's start with Andres. Right now, max winds at 60 miles per hour. As you can see with the satellite picture, notice a lot less orange and red. Not a good sign if you want a healthy system, but a great sign because it continues to weaken. With that said, it's almost the opposite with Hurricane Blanca. Blanca. Right now, maximum winds at 130 miles per hour. It is not moving very much, so officially the position as of the last update is stationary. But I want to show you something really cool. I don't know if you can see it that far away, but right there, a very, very well-defined, very tight eye diameter. Only about 10 miles. So that storm is really wound up. Let's talk forecast here, because this is going to be critical over the next few days. You can see staying away from land, but watch this number right here. Early Thursday, early tomorrow morning, 160 mile per hour winds. That's what the forecast is. If it reaches that, it could be the strongest hurricane on record this early. So fascinating system here. But as it continues to finally get a push off to the north and west, we see it is right near Baja California as we get into late in the weekend. Now by Friday, it looks like we may have hurricane hunters go into that storm to get more information so we can put that all into forecast models and get a better idea of where this is headed. We do know the conditions that are where we see Hurricane Blanca, and one thing for sure, we've got a ton of warm water. Ocean temperatures here are into the mid and upper 80s, so it's got plenty of fuel. Now, we take a look at all the hurricane models. Well, it's a very good idea that they're all kind of pointing to the north and west, a northwest track here, but it does enter cooler water just before it gets to the Baja. That may or may not be that big of a deal because you also have shear to contend with, and right now, it looks like Hurricane Blanca is going to follow an area of less shear. With that said, we'll be dealing with that towards the end of the weekend. This, Vivian, doesn't look like it's going to have much of a chance of development, but certainly with everything going on, worth watching.
All right, Maria, I heard you say hurricane hunters, but do you know what a hurricane hunter is? You know, it's the plane and the crews that fly into hurricanes to collect data that helps with research and forecasting. Now enter the drone. 2014 was the first year the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration flew a drone into a hurricane. Why and how did they do it? Meteorologist Kate Parker has some answers.
Hurricanes. Meet Coyote, the newest weapon in NOAA's arsenal.
What is Coyote?
Coyote is a unmanned aircraft. It is like a drone, and it's designed for flying in hurricanes and taking measurements in hurricanes.
Meteorologist Eric Uhlhorn is an expert in the ocean's role in hurricanes.
The main goal of the data that we collect is to obtain measurements of winds and moisture and temperature very close to the sea surface.
And that's the key. Coyote can go where no manned planes can, about 1,000 to 1,500 feet above the ocean. This 8-pound, 3-foot-long drone is dropped from NOAA's Hurricane Hunter plane. And once airborne, it literally spreads its wings, a full 5 feet across. It can then be operated remotely, taking measurements for about 90 minutes before its battery runs out and it falls into the ocean.
We had 2 successful missions last year in Hurricane Edouard, which is a storm not many people really pay attention to. It was very far out in the ocean, but it turned out to be a very important storm for us to study.
This data was transmitted live to the plane and then to the National Hurricane Center and proved to be invaluable. Coyote could be the missing puzzle piece to solving intensity forecasting.
We've had a long period of trying to improve intensity prediction in hurricanes, but one of the reasons I think is that we haven't been able to get this crucial information. We believe that getting this information, a more accurate measure of what the moisture is in a storm, into the models should give us a much better intensity forecast. If we can improve the intensity forecast, we can save lives and save money.
All right, we are tracking the threat of severe weather as we settle deeper into the afternoon.
And along with showers and thunderstorms, the threat for tornadoes, a 4 on the Torcon for southeast Wyoming and northeast Colorado.
All right, before we get to the top of the hour, it's camping like you've never seen before. Our own Sam Champion and Jim Cantori head to the woods this week with the help from expert Creek Stewart.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under cloudy skies. This afternoon, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 82. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy with a late night shower or thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.